BJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Madsen's Bowling and Billiards just south of 48th and Holdridge.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies with a light north breeze. An afternoon high around 27. Tonight, mainly clear skies and calm winds. Be cold, the low around 9. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies and light winds. A little warmer with the high near 33. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sports Show.
Don't miss the family show of outdoor fun, the 57th Annual Boat Sport and Travel Show, January 30th to February 1st at the Sandhills Global Event Center. RVs, boats, docks, golf carts, resorts, fishing lures, family entertainment, and more. See exotic animals at Wildlife Encounters. Enjoy the petting zoo and the balloon lady. Doors open at noon on Friday, 10 a.m. Saturday and Sunday. Bring the neighbors. See you there.
Sports Show.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Welcome to Outside the Box on 93.7 The Ticket. Lace up your skates and join Lincoln Stars head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Ferd as they introduce you to special player guests and give you the latest news and results from across the USHL. Here are your hosts, Rocky Russo and Alex Ferd.
Outside the Box on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Boy, oh boy, do we got a lot to talk about on the show today. And if you want to chime in, again, 402-464-5685. Alexander Fern is always joined by the head coach of the Lincoln Stars back after a week hiatus. Rocky, how are we doing today?
Great. I actually want to go right to what we were just talking about. Who would you put money on? Would you put money on Kirby Smart winning another championship, or would you put money on Dan Lanning winning the next championship?
I would put money on Kirby Smart, as a coach. But I also think, who am I to say this after the Clemson and Penn State debacles from this last year? Oregon's just been so close. At some point, they got to break through, right?
Or that's just what their ceiling is.
What was the closest
but
they were?
It's their ceiling until it's not anymore.
Was the closest they were 15 against Jameis? Was that the closest that you feel like they came?
Well, they had that one 15? Against Auburn.
Yeah.
I look at it like Ole Miss was pretty close this year. Kirby Smart is not going to have a he's had bad years or a bad year, right? He's not going to turn into Clemson where they suddenly are 3 games over 500 or Penn State that loses 3. He's not going to do that.
No.
So he's always going to be in the mix. He knows how to win. I just, if it's an SEC, the entire conference versus one team in the Big Ten.
Yeah, the question was who wins a championship sooner, Oregon or any SEC team?
And to me, like the fact that Kirby Smart's in the SEC gives the SEC an advantage. I wouldn't put money on Kalen DeBoer. I wouldn't put money on the debacle in LSU right now. I wouldn't put Auburn or Florida or any of those teams.
Missouri, Tennessee.
No, Missouri's the biggest. They're propped up just to give ranked wins to everybody else in the conference. Let's be honest. But Kirby Smart is one of the best coaches in college football, and he's done it already. So
multiple times, in fact.
Yes, give me Kirby Smart winning a championship before Dan Lanning, and back to outside the box with Alex Fern and the Lincoln Stars.
For what it's worth, I'm still waiting on the new moving address for Paul Feinbaum whenever that's going to happen. But that's besides the point.
That's the beauty of social media now. Like, let me just throw the most ridiculous thing against the wall, and because I can always be like, I wasn't serious. Like how many celebrities said they're gonna move when President Trump got elected, and Paul Feinbaum's gonna move out of the country if Indiana. Like, come on. I think they diminish their your ability to take you seriously when you make these radical statements, and you're on the radio all day long, right? You have to live by the things that you say, and when you say, I'm going to move out of the country if Indiana wins the national championship, well, you're not. So how about you just talk about the game and show some respect and there was an unbelievable video going around of Feinbaum. And I don't know if it was AI or not, but he was like, I'm wrong. And Kirk Cignetti was an incredible hire.
That sounds like AI.
The Big Ten is the best conference in the country. But he also, when Cignetti got hired, he was so down on that hire. And
still was, even as recently as like a month and a half ago.
How could you be? Like, look what he did to turn around the most losing program in the history of college football. He had an incredible year last year, and then he rolls it back and wins the national championship this year. Probably, without question, in my mind, the greatest season in college football history based on all the circumstances that they had and the 2-year turnaround for that program.
Might I add, you're somebody that has not necessarily recently in terms of like the last 3 years since you got here or 4 years since you got here. Pretty big turnaround for you since you got here to Lincoln after what it was before you got here. And then, of course, now making the playoffs in each of your first seasons. What do you know? Is there any secret guru stuff that you know about that kind of thing? Or what is it? Is it just a product of the people that you put around you?
It's culture. And if you listen to Kirk Cignetti talk, he talks about his culture. He talks about being organized and detailed and making sure they have very clear objectives for what they're trying to accomplish. And, either you're fighting for that culture every day or it doesn't matter enough for you. And so we are talking about it daily with our guys and the details and the process and the accountability and the structure and the discipline that it takes to be successful. And I mean, let's be honest, Indiana's average age is older than the Green Bay Packers is right now. And so that's the model that everybody's going to is older players. And the narrative is they got a bunch of 2-stars. Well, they might have been 2-stars coming out of high school 5-6 years ago, but they're now men that have, if you regraded those players, they'd be 4- and 5-star players. So I think the turnaround for them has been really fast. And I think there's 2 reasons: their culture, number 1, and number 2, the stability within the coaching staff that he's had for all those years together. And those coordinators know what he expects. They have a clear understanding of what job needs to be done, and they do not deviate. And so they have a certain type of player they want with a certain type of compete level. And if it might be a more talented player, they'll take the less talented player to get the compete level. And you see how that makes such a difference. Their discipline, how many penalties, very, very little penalties does that team take? And they took an incredible offensive line movement penalty late in that game. Like that
Yeah.
kid never takes
Mhm.
penalties.
No.
And he gets a false start penalty late in the game that leads to that game being closer than it should have been. But that's the pressure of that game in that moment. And that shows you how a player that's not as disciplined, Miami incredibly didn't take any penalties against Ohio State, but then the entire field was littered with yellow the following week. So either they were really disciplined the weekend before, or maybe whatever.
Something else was going.
Something else might have been
Maybe.
going
Who's
on.
to say?
You know, not a single holding penalty against them all year long, but whatever. But the discipline that they created that program in Indiana is really impressive to me. And listening to Curt Cignetti speak is really impressive. And he was overlooked by a lot of programs. Like he comes from the Saban tree, and did he get any consideration for the Bama job when Saban retired? No, not even a little.
I think I
bit.
saw somewhere that Curt Cignetti's dad also was a head coach, and Nick Saban coached under him at one point as well. I think I saw a tree with that at one point.
I don't know
as well.
that, but that would be very interesting. But I mean, so many guys have come off that tree to be successful, and whether it's Kirby, whether it's Cristobal, right? Like all those guys work for him at one point, and so Dan Lanning's another one, and so he does have that pedigree if he's going to find a way. I hope.
Was I right? Was I
wins.
right?
Yeah. So Frank Cignetti was the head coach at West Virginia, hired Nick Saban to be his DB's coach for 2 years.
How about that?
Yeah.
So
Time's a flat circle.
yeah, I mean listen, coaching specifically, you could be the greatest coach in the world and you cannot get an opportunity. Like you need to know people that listen. I had a 700 winning percentage in the North American League. If it wasn't for Alberto Fernandez, I may never get a job in this league. I may never get the opportunity to coach in this league. I'd like to think that somebody would appreciate what I did along the way, but he opened the door to say, hey, you do a great job, and I want you to represent this organization that I own, and here you go. Move to Lincoln and turn this thing around that hasn't been in the playoffs in 5 or 6 years, whatever it was. And now we've been in the playoffs 4 straight years. We've been in 2 conference finals, and we need to get over that hump.
Won an Anderson Cup.
We won an Anderson Cup, first one in 22 years. And, we've done those things. We're starting to notch those boxes, but, it's something that you have to work at every day. You can't just pick and choose when your culture matters, or it doesn't matter ever.
Exactly. And one of those things that you, throughout the season, that some people, at least in the junior hockey world of things, and maybe some people in Nebraska that are still kind of coming around the junior hockey. By the way, we did just have our first sellout at the Icebox last week. So you got to improve your roster throughout the season as well. And we made a pretty big trade yesterday with the Sioux Falls Stampede, acquiring 2 draft picks and a player. And then in turn, we also picked up a player from the Bismarck Bobcats of the North American Hockey League, and Cooper Williams, who is a phenomenal hockey player in the North American League. 31 goals, 54 points in 36 games, 13 power play goals for him this season.
Yeah, we needed a little bit more in our top 6, and sometimes things need to change, and Aiden was looking for maybe a fresh start. I love that boy. I'll be in his corner from now until the time he hangs his skates up. But sometimes a player needs a change, and that doesn't mean that anything went wrong. And a lot of times people on the outside jump to conclusions about whatever it might be, but it was just maybe time for a change. And when he left, I gave him a hug and I told him I'm here for you, and I mean that. And so, I hope he is successful against everybody else in the league but us. And that's just the reality of it. But I'll continue to be in Aiden's corner, and we had to move some pieces around, and we acquired Nick Snyder, who will be a part of our group moving forward next year. But Cooper Williams was a guy that we felt could be a top 6 guy for us, could play on our power play, and so we got what we needed while also making sure that Aiden is going to continue to get a great opportunity, which is ultimately a win-win for everyone.
And again, by the way, on the text line 402-464-5685, still feel free to chime in if you have any questions for Coach and or for me throughout today's show. Looking at, the small amount of prep that I've done on Cooper so far, before, of course, he'll make his debut on Friday in Des Moines against the Buccaneers. he's similar in stature, I guess, in terms of size with Alex Pelletier, a 5'9" forward, a really good one-time shot, at least in the times that I've seen him play so far this season. He kind of reminds me a little bit, and you can full on correct me if I'm wrong in this sense, at least with his stature. He kind of moves a little bit, kind of like a first-year Mason Marcellus a little bit in this league with kind of the way that he skates.
Yeah, that was going to be one of the comparisons that I had. He gives me some Jared Mangan vibes.
Mm-hmm.
He gives me some Mason Marcellus vibes, and he's really good on his walls. He's got an unbelievable shot. He's got a knack and nose for the net, and I mean that Central Division. I coached in the South for the majority of my North American League career, and that was the most demanding physical division. But the Central has created a brand of hockey that's neck and neck with the South. And I watched Austin and Bismarck play each other, and while I was watching Cooper, and I'm like, this is fast and it's physical, and guys are making plays, and he's standing there bombing pucks in the net and handling his walls and advancing pucks, and I'm like, this is a good hockey player, and so it was a good fit. And, we wanted to make sure that we took care of Bismarck, because this is the hard part about in-season moves within the leagues. Those coaches have a job to do too. And I respect the heck out of that. I did 12 years in that league. And so, yes, the USHL is considered a higher league in regards to USA Hockey's eyes, tier 1 and tier 2. But, those guys are putting food on the table for their families. And so, you have to want to try to make sure that you make the deal fair, and we were able to do that in a couple different ways, and obviously Nick going down there for the rest of the year was something that we could do to help them and make sure that they're whole as far as we could do it.
How do you imagine at least his game to translate to the USHL level? Because, again, it's been a while since I've been to a North American League game. I went to the Robertson Cup in the Twin Cities in 2023 or something along those lines. How do you expect a game like his, where it is so, he's putting up a high amount of points, to translate to what you could be seeing as a higher tier of junior hockey?
I mean, just to reference that game again, like watching Bismarck and Austin, it looked like a USHL game.
Mm-hmm.
The plays were being made, the pace was there, the physicality was serious. Guys were getting blown up in that game left and right. So I don't think that the transition is going to be too tough for him, and it might take a little bit. That's okay. I mean, Bruno walked in the door and scored on his first shift last year. I don't know if Connor or Cooper's going to do that, but if
he does, I'm sure I'll have something to say about it.
Yeah, it's great, but he's a guy that, will have the rest of the year and at least next year. And so, it's an investment in a player that we feel can be a top 6 for the next 100 games, which is what you're hoping for.
Coming off of last week, 5 points out of a possible 6 in another 3-game weekend. We're back to somewhat sense of normalcy for the first time in about a month, with a 2-game set this weekend, a game in Des Moines on Friday, and then we're at home on Saturday against the Sioux City Musketeers. Tickets available at LincolnStars.com. Rocky, what does this kind of practice week look like for you guys, going from having 3-game weeks to now getting back to some semblance of normalcy?
I mean, it's still not normal because I gave them another day off today. They're just so tired. And we played 14 games in 29 or 30 days since Christmas.
Yeah.
With, how many of those were at home? 3, 4?
Yeah. Hold, please.
I mean, I think 4 out of the 14 were at home. And so.
Yep. Waterloo, Tri-City, and then Omaha, Sioux City. So 4.
Yeah. 4. And 3 weekends in a row with 3 games in 3 days. And so we got back at 9:30, 10 o'clock on Sunday night. And obviously they had Monday off, and, talking to Younger, it was like, hey, coach, like, we could use a little bit more time off. And I understand, because I feel it too. And, so we brought the guys in today that needed to skate, the guys that are coming back from injury, and
Cooper was one of them.
Cooper,
I think, yeah.
Cooper was there. Yeah. It was Cooper and Carvey and Sammy and Nelly, and
I think Emery was one of them as well.
Yeah, he obviously suspended a game this weekend, so he was in, and Della came in and skated, and Menard got some reps. So those guys that that need to get back into playing shape, or guys that didn't get all 3 games this weekend, got a little bit of extra ice, but everybody else stayed home. And sometimes the guys think that's a little bit of a test by the coach. Optional is optional, really optional. And so I just said to Younger yesterday, I said, hey, like, optional 100%. I don't care if I see anybody aside from the guys on that list. Make sure you're feeling good and you're recovered and you're rested, so that when we go on Wednesday, we're buzzing.
Yeah. And that's, again, it's a development league too. Sometimes we kind of lose sight that these are just kids at the end of the day too. And the 3 games in 3 days is as a broadcaster, I don't like it. So I know that you guys aren't big fans of it either.
It's just hard. It's hard. And it's, even if you're doing it at home, it's hard. But we did back-to-back days in Tri-City the first week.
We were in Fargo for 2,
and then it was left on Thursday morning, and play Friday, Saturday in Fargo, go over to Sioux Falls on Sunday, not get home till midnight, then play in Sioux City on Friday, play at home on Saturday, back in Sioux City on Sunday. Like, the schedule itself didn't make any sense either. Like, why are we playing Tri-City 3 games in a row when they're our second closest opponent?
Why is Sioux City off for a day while we're playing?
Well, we're playing at home. They have the off night. Like, it just
and then 3 o'clock Sunday game too.
Yeah, and I think a lot of teams do that, try to catch you when you play it on Saturday night. No, you have to travel in on Sunday, but I think artificial intelligence is going to be fantastic in a lot of ways for our lives, but making the schedule for a junior hockey league, maybe it's not there yet. So we need some human intervention potentially next year.
Speaking of scheduling, though, 2 weeks we play your hometown USHL team. The Youngstown Phantoms come to town at the Icebox February 6th and 7th. We've got a very special group of guests coming on that Friday night, Rocky. If you wanted to break the quote unquote news here on the ticket.
Yeah, that's a big night. Friday night we'll have DBK and the entire Nebraska volleyball team out to root the Stars on Friday night. They're gonna have an opportunity to sign some autographs. They're gonna drop the puck and do a couple other things. So we share a parking lot, and then they're
right across the street.
They're right across the street from us, and so we're really excited. I'm looking forward to meeting Coach Kelly and the staff there, and obviously their players coming and getting the opportunity to see a Stars game. And I think it's great. I think it's great that we can get cross promotion. We've done it with the football team, obviously. And, we've had some opportunity to have some other athletes, obviously national championship wrestlers in last year. And thanks to DP for helping with a lot of that stuff. I think that, our front office and Suzanne were able to connect with the ops group for the volleyball team and get them in. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
I think that as a Stars fan and a Husker fan, you want to support the community, and so whenever we can get cross promotion with their athletes, we're all for it. I think this is an excellent opportunity to do that.
And for what it's worth, I've seen Andy Jackson around the rink a couple of times this season already. One of the best players in the country, comes to the Icebox frequently as well. She's from Colorado, if I remember correctly, as well. So Avalanche fan at heart, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're kids. I know they get larger than life viewing from the fans, but they're still kids. They're college kids, and what do they want to do on their off time? They want to go have fun. Well, there's a lot of fun in the Icebox on a Friday or a Saturday night. It was pretty fun on Saturday night with our sellout going into the third period, 2-2, popping 4 in the third, and really had the building rock. And the officials I saw after the game, and they were like, that was incredible, man. How fun to be able to work a game in that building. And
I want to talk a little bit about that third period, by the way. That period started odd. Josef Eichler with a one-time shot from the blue line for the first goal. Then we go about 7 or 8 minutes without a tally, and then Griffin Brown from his own goal line sends a puck all the way to the other blue lines, bringing Nate Pedersen on a breakaway. Where does that rank among best passes that you've seen in your junior hockey coaching career?
I mean, obviously we had just killed a penalty, right?
Yep, because I think Poole's in the penalty box.
And Peds did a great job of killing the penalty.
By the
and
way,
then-
happy birthday to Nate Pedersen, by the way.
happy birthday, Peds. Great kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw Aiden Thompson make some passes that first year that I just couldn't wrap my head around. Through bodies and sticks and everything else to Dalton Norris, who would just bomb a one-timer in from the
19 power play
weak side
goals.
dot. But that is one of the best stretch passes I've ever seen in my career, and it gets marginalized if it doesn't get finished. So what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Well, the finish is unbelievable because most guys just bury that into the pad, and Peds is patient and goes up under the bar, but the goal doesn't happen without the pass, and the pass isn't as significant without the goal. So, but together, that is one of the most impressive goals that I've seen in my 5 years here in Lincoln.
And I don't think I've seen a guy that gets the primary assist celebrate like he scored on that goal too. He sprinted down the ice to get to Peds on the celebration too, and he was second in the line in that as well.
I think he realized what a great play it was, and
how cool an Aubrey Brown Club night as well too.
Yeah, Griff had some extra zip this weekend, and we're going to hold him to that moving forward because I thought he played pretty good hockey.
Yeah, it was just a raucous environment on Saturday, and like I grew up as a kid. Stars were, I don't want to say in the lesser part of their glory days. I mean, I was born in 2003. Again, I'm a youngin' when it comes to that. But they had maybe one or two sellouts when I was going to games when I was a kid, and of course, they all happened to be mostly against Omaha, but getting a chance to really soak that environment in on the broadcast, a tight-knit game going into the third period as well. And I don't know, as a fan, what you would like. Would you like, I'm sure you as a coach would like to just win that game 13-0 and be done with it.
Honestly, no. I'll tell you, and I'll give you a perfect example. We beat them last year 8-1.
The 8-1 game, yeah.
8-1, like, there was a bunch of fights. Nick Young was just absolutely feeding somebody behind our net. And I'm standing on the bench and I'm looking around and I'm like, this is why I wanted to come to Lincoln. Like, this environment, this experience was what made me want to be the Stars head coach. But I'm driving home after that game and I'm like, they stink. It's no fun because they stink. It's like taking the candy from the baby. Like, you got your candy and it's cool, but you kind of feel a little guilty that you had that environment, you had everything else, and you're going into the game and you're going to win that game. And obviously that's not the case now. They are much improved. And I give credit to Fogs and to Fritch because they've started to build something there, and they're more competitive. And you can't just notch 2 points and move on when you're playing those guys. You got to work to beat them, and so it's more satisfying to win that game this year than last year. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to be up 4 or 5-1 going into the third, but I want us to have earned that. I don't want it to be because we're just the far superior team. And so the USHL is better when Omaha and Lincoln are both good. The USHL is better when that rivalry is good. The Western Conference is better when Omaha is good. And so you want to see a rising tide lift all boats, and you want to see everybody in the Western Conference be a great opponent to have to deal with night in and night out.
I was watching that game back on Saturday night when I got back to my apartment, and after Peds' goal, the camera was shaking during the next faceoff.
Yes.
And then Cade Kohanski, I think 40 seconds later, had his goal. That it was a bit not necessarily deflating, but nobody knew what was going on because the puck barely crossed the goal line, but they still called it a goal, which again, a great call by that official.
Well,
on that as well.
We did score twice there because
it did go back in the net after he was initially signaled,
and it was never frozen. So it went across, they pulled it out, and then we grabbed it and put it back in again.
Hey, play to the whistle.
Yeah, and I mean, our guys celebrated, so our fans got to celebrate. And then the one thing I like about that is when they go and they review it and then they come out and call it a goal, everybody gets to celebrate again.
Yeah.
So then you get that second wave of energy going through the building. And now it's 6-2 and the game's over, and you're feeling pretty good about it. But the energy was great in the building. The fans were great. The bench was awesome. It was certainly a fun third period.
Yeah, and we're going to need you to bring the energy again on Saturday to the Ice Box. Stars back in action against the Sioux City Musketeers, the team that's right in front of us in the standings. A big 2 points on the line in Lincoln this weekend. Rocky, thank you for hopping on today. We'll talk to you next week. All right.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, we're going to take a break here. Oh my gosh, we're going to take a break on 93.7 The Ticket. Goodness.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations. MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Way out there where the sun comes up under the big red sky, I do life the way I love, with family by my side. I feel home with me, no matter where I go.
Proud of where we're from, excited for where we're going. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Fern as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
At Anderson Ford, we have commission-free guides who are paid to give you a great experience, not make a sale, so you can choose the best vehicle for you. Right now at Anderson Ford, lease a 2025 Ford Escape for $222 per month. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 4003618. Lease for $222 per month for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 5,000 plus first payment due at signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Plus take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 2226.
Just got the brakes fixed on my car today.
You did? You haven't even left the office.
I didn't need to. I got a guy who picks up my car and drops it off when it's done.
Well, who's your guy?
Graham Tire. They have pickup and delivery service at all 5 of their Lincoln locations.
Schedule your service online on the Pickup and Delivery tab at GrahamTireLincoln.com. That's GrahamTireLincoln.com. Let us do the running. Some limitations apply. See store for details.
I love pushing hard at the gym, but the soreness after, not so much. I researched about what to look for in a good red light system, so I tried the Spectrum 7 at Max Tan. The full body red light relaxes and refreshes my muscles. It's part of my recovery routine, Max Tan.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Intermission is over. Get back on the ice with Outside the Box on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your hosts, Rocky Russo and Alex Spur.
Continuing Outside the Box on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Trying to finagle our way around teaching hockey players how to use microphones here on The Ticket. Today, got two very special guests, John Hirschfeld, Cade Kohansky. Fellas, how are you doing today?
Doing good. Good to see you, Ferns.
Yeah, good to be here. Again, if you have any questions for John and or Cade, 402-464-5685. Fellas, 5 out of a possible 6 points on the weekend against the Omaha, 2 games against Sioux City. I know, of course, the game on Sunday may not feel great in the moment, but still 5 out of 6 points. That's a successful business trip for you guys this past weekend.
Yeah, definitely good to get those points after the last couple weekends too. So those are big to get.
You got anything to add, Cade? And we got our first sellout of the season at the Icebox last week, or on Saturday against the Omaha Lancers. Hirsch, I don't know if you were here long enough to really kind of see the packed barn that the Icebox was last year against Omaha a couple of times, because you were here for 14 games at the beginning of last season before you went back to play high school hockey. But great environment for the game on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, like last year we had a lot of games like that too. It's fun when it gets rowdy like that.
What did you that game 2-2 going to the third period, you guys end up winning 6-2. What was said in the locker room going into that final 20 minutes? Because we know how animated Rocky can get at times with, frustration and or just, his coaching style. But what did he say to you guys in that intermission?
Yeah, kind of just play the right way and it'll all kind of line up and we'll come out with a win. And that's kind of what we did. Cade got a big goal too. So
did you know that was in immediately?
I saw him throw his arm like that.
I mean, I didn't think it was in, honestly. It was pretty close. It was like right on the goal line. I didn't think it went all the way across. So I came all the way around and stuffed it in again.
Yeah.
But I saw the ref going like this, so I was hoping it counted.
You would have gotten it anyway because they never blew the whistle about it. So you would have been fine. You would have been fine regardless.
I got the rebound. So
yeah,
that was good.
Goal's a goal no matter what, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And how does, something like that in the moment? Again, I'm up there in the broadcast booth. Like it's hard enough for me to really realize what's going on that far side of the net anyway. How can you really just tell in real time if a puck did cross the goal line? Because you're looking at a level plane right there.
I think honestly you have a good feeling. Like you just kind of know like it went in.
I've never scored a goal before, so
I feel like when you're like in a moment like that, when it's a lot slower. It feels a lot slower in your head when you're watching it than it actually is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I guess that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's just funny.
What's funny about it, Hirsch?
Yeah,
it's just Cade. He's funny.
What makes him so funny? I'm gonna keep pushing. What makes him so funny, Hirsch?
He's just a funny guy, nonchalant.
Okay, fair point, Hirsch. So far this season, for you in your second year in the USHL, 14 games last year, and you've of course been a mainstay with the Stars so far this season. What has been kind of your favorite moment from this season so far? I mean, we're past the halfway point so far right now, sitting 4th place in the Western Conference. What's been your guys' favorite moments so far from this season?
I'd say obviously that good run we had. We won 15 out of 20, was it? Something
right
like
after
that.
the 0-6 start.
Yeah, we had a great run right there. And then coming back from Christmas and getting that big win versus Fargo
Mhm.
in their rink. That was fun too because that was a pretty packed
Yeah.
rink. So
On
that was
New
a good
Year's Eve,
weekend.
I think,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on New Year's Eve. So that was fun for me.
Kate had a goal in that game too. I think you went 1v4 in the offensive zone for your goal in that game.
Somebody else did too. I don't know, but I don't know who. Maybe he's in here too.
I thought yours was on the pass off the dasher that he fed to you.
Yeah, I did score that game.
That was a heck of a goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because it was it Brownie that had the
Brownie,
dump in off the
yeah.
back wall and then
Yeah,
he fed it to you. Yeah, it was a good game. It was
a good game. I like that game.
That was a fun game.
All lines were scoring. It
It
was
was
a good.
packed, too.
Yeah, it was a fun game. I liked that one a lot.
Do you have a favorite goal that you scored so far this season or in your USHL career?
I did like that one I had versus Fargo this past time we played them.
the
The
one
Friday
feed?
game, the one timer I had in the slot.
Like short side.
I liked
Oh,
that
over the
one.
glove, yeah,
Over
yeah.
the glove, I liked that one. The Des Moines, the game winner in Des Moines.
The power play goal.
Yeah, I like that one.
I
too.
was expecting you to say the one against Fargo here on our salute to service night where you had the was it the backhand shot from the slow slot
Yeah. Well, I
in
actually
that third period?
so right before that shift, I told Lane I'm gonna go score this shift and seal the game. And then I took a shot to the gut and it went right to my feet, and then I just smacked it in. So it was
That's
kind of cool to call the shot.
you got a favorite, Cade?
Probably that Omaha OT winner.
The power play overtime winner in
Yeah.
Omaha. Our only overtime winners game winning goal so far this season. We're 3 of 3 in the shootout, but overtime's been
we
a
just got to make it to the shootout. Yeah.
yeah. Hey, Jackson Root's 3 for 3 in the shootout.
Cade did have a game winning goal in the shootout too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I had pretty good on the shootout.
That would have been the Tri-City.
In Tri-City.
It was the
in
Tri-City
Tri-City,
one. Yep.
Tri-City.
That was such a weird game. Those couple of games against Tri-City were just odd because it was that game at home, then the game that we lost in like the final 3 seconds in that third period.
And then we let up one again in the final
Late in the
minute or
final
so.
minute, and then we won in the shootout. And I think Root scored on all 3 of his. Loomer, I think, hit the post. Pelly scored, and then I think you scored the eventual
Yeah.
game winner.
Yes.
And we've had one shootout at home so far this season.
Omaha.
That was against Omaha as well. Loomer scored the game winning goal in that one. I know you guys practice, not quote unquote practice the shootout, but I think it's the last practice every week before a game day that you guys do the shootout, not necessarily drill, but you put all the pucks at center ice, you skate down, everybody gets a chance.
I know. I want to see you come out there for that.
Yeah, you don't want to see me fall flat on my face for that. I don't think I'm getting it off the ice, if I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I've shot a puck in 5 years. I haven't skated in 4.
Really?
Uh-uh.
Not ever at school.
Not really. I never really had the chance. I was busy.
There's
There's
2 public rinks right there.
Hirsch, you know how busy St. Cloud State can get. You grew up there.
I didn't know it was busy, honestly.
For college, it is.
Is it? Really?
Yeah. Hey, man, listen. Time runs short when you're a student broadcaster in college, I guess, in that sense. 12 goals for you so far this season, Hirsch. 13 in your career. Do you remember your first USHL goal?
Yeah, I was in Sioux Falls.
What? Take me through the play.
Honestly,
Give me the analyst here.
Well, I was having a good game, like my best game of the year so far, and then our line was just buzzing, and then it was like a low to high, and then I passed the low to high, I came to the net, and then it just sat there like all alone on my stick. I actually gave like an extra stick handle. I didn't even need to, and then I just threw it into the net.
Just for the heck of it.
Yeah, and then their guy buried me after, but I was fine with it.
One in the
Let's
back
go.
of the net, though. That's all. That's all.
That's
that matters.
all I cared about.
Do you remember yours, Cade?
Yeah, it was last year, Tri-City at home, like one of our first home weekends, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like 5 minutes left in the game. I didn't have a lot of shifts that game. Like 5 minutes left in the game, he gives me and Lefto a shift, and the D just passed it right on my tape. He tried going D to D in the neutral zone, passed it right on my tape. I went on a breakaway and scored.
Didn't you go short side or no? Or where'd you go?
It was like far side glove posting in.
Yeah, I remember it was in the air.
It seems so long ago, but you scored the first goal of the season this year against Madison on the breakaway at the
That
Fall
one was
Classic.
short side. That was short side, right?
Yeah, like high glove.
I don't think you've had. I think the breakaway that you had was the shorty against Tri-City, if I remember correctly, where you went forehand, backhand. That was a fun night.
That was a great night. That was a fun game.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Kid, you scored that game too, right?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I thought me. Oh yeah, I thought you did at least. I know Looms did.
Well, he's got 24 goals in his 100 games played so far this season, or in his career. So
one every 4 games.
24 goals, 38 assists, 62 points, plus 36 in your USHL career.
Yeah.
Big plus minus guy.
Last year I was really good. I was doing good this year until the last couple 3-and-3s. I wasn't doing too hot. I was like plus 15, and
Yeah.
the last couple weekends I haven't been doing too well, but hopefully that starts going up again.
Yeah. Hirsch plus 8 in his USHL career in 52.
We'll take it. Eh?
Yeah. Here's a question for you guys, and I'm just going to see if you guys can get in the ballpark area of this answer. In terms of plus minus, for what it's worth, Lane Loomer leads the team right now with a plus 23. What do you think is the highest plus minus in single season Stars history?
Well, Dash last year had 38,
Mm-hmm.
I think. Probably
Plus 43.
It's probably low 40s.
Plus 44, Kevin Waugh.
What a guess, though. Man.
Dashiell Oliver was plus 40 last year. Ethan Weber was plus 37.
Yeah, last year was crazy. Their whole team was like plus 20.
For what it's worth, that year that Kevin Waugh was plus 44, he also put up 54 goals.
Okay, yeah, that'll do it.
Which,
Where'd he go play college?
Kevin Waugh, that would have been early 2000s. So I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Let's see. He 32 years old. So he would have played. I'd imagine if it's early 2000s, you would think Minnesota, North Dakota, or out east. He played at Northeastern, so he did play out east. That season, he had 104 points in 59 games for the Stars, 54 goals, 50 assists.
Jeez. That's crazy.
Played for Deerfield Academy. I'm not sure. I haven't heard that name in a while, but that's besides the point. Pelletier, by the way, as it stands right now, edging his way up that goal-scoring leaderboard. Jason Gregoire with 37 in his USHL career. Pelletier, as I remember correctly, he had 2 in his last contest, so that would put him at and or around the 33-34 mark, which would be, yeah, he's at 33 goals, so he's 4 away from being number 3 all time in single season Stars history books with goals. How fun has it been to watch him play so far this season?
Fun. Literally just put it on his tape and you know something's going to happen.
Well, Cade's played on a line with him for most of the year. Of course, Hirsch, you spent some time up there as well.
I mean, yeah, it's like gets a lot of shots a game. So
I mean, he does lead the league in shots. So
I know. Got to rip.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to finish up the conversation on Outside the Box.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Just got the brakes fixed on my car today.
You did? You haven't even left the office.
I didn't need to. I got a guy who picks up my car and drops it off when it's done.
Well, who's your guy?
Graham Tire. They have pickup and delivery service at all 5 of their Lincoln locations.
Schedule your service online on the Pickup and Delivery tab at GrahamTireLincoln.com. That's GrahamTireLincoln.com. Let us do the running. Some limitations apply. See store for details.
At Anderson Ford, we have commission-free guides who are paid to give you a great experience, not make a sale, so you can choose the best vehicle for you. Right now at Anderson Ford, lease a 2025 Ford Escape for $222 per month. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 4003618. Lease for $222 per month for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 5,000 plus first payment due at signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 2/2/26.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
I love pushing hard at the gym, but the soreness after, not so much. I researched about what to look for in a good red light system, so I tried the Spectrum 7 at Max Tan. The full body red light relaxes and refreshes my muscles. It's part of my recovery routine, Max Tan.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Intermission is over. Get back on the ice with Outside the Box on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your hosts, Rocky Russo and Alex Spur.
Going to wrap up 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Going to wrap up Outside the Box here with John Hirschfeld and Kate Kohansky. We were just talking a little bit off air about just, our record in jerseys. Do you guys have a favorite jersey that we've worn or are wearing currently? Kate?
I like the military one.
I did too.
That look good. Look good with the gear. I got blue skates.
I like the Aubrey Brown, the black.
The black and white was simple.
I love
the
great
black
too.
and
white. Yeah, both of those are my favorite.
I'm just a big classic fan of like the black jerseys that we have. So like the black jerseys with the white numbers, like those are it's what I grew up with. It's here in Lincoln. That's what they wore. It's what I grew up with. I'm trying to petition Corey to do a 90s night next year where we wear the white jerseys with black helmets like we used to when we first started to be a team here in Lincoln. I'm trying to nudge him that way, but so far I've been unsuccessful.
He's not biting on it.
It's like nobody wears the solid helmets with the white jerseys anymore. Like in any level of hockey, you don't see it much. Maybe Tri-City kind of wears the purple helmets with the white jerseys every now and then, but I mean, it's hockey styles changed a lot in the last 20 years. Remember, it used to be the NHL teams wear white at home and color on the road. Now they wear color at home, white on the road. It's a whole different world than it was back then, though. So that's besides the point. Coming up this weekend, 2 games, one in Des Moines on Friday against the Buccaneers. Then we're home against Sioux City on Saturday. What is your guys' mindset kind of going into those 2 games? Of course, Sioux City, the team that's right above us in the standings, but of course, you can't look too far as you got Des Moines on Friday.
Yeah, they're coming off a sweep at the Frosty Cup, so we just got to kind of bring it and play good.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a pretty good weekend this weekend, so kind of just building off that. And I mean, we played Sioux City twice this weekend too, so we kind of know Sioux City pretty well. And yeah, just building off that momentum this weekend and keeping those wins coming.
Yeah, Sioux City likes to yap a lot. They like
I saw
to
you
talk.
I saw you guys talking a little bit down there on for Friday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Sioux City likes to chirp. Yeah,
Their fans do too. That's besides the point. Continuing our conversation here, Cade, you're of course going to UMD, Minnesota Duluth. After this season, you're going to be joining a former star and Daniel Schlane there at Minnesota Duluth.
Hunter
Anderson as well. Yeah, those Joey Pierce, who won't be there next year, but at least I don't think he's going to be next year. But also a former captain of the Stars. How much are you looking forward to being a Bulldog after your Stars career is all said and done?
It should be fun. I mean, that's like where I've looked up to, like wanted to go my whole life. So it's kind of a dream come true to be able to go there, and it's right close to home too. So
I feel like if you are a good hockey player born in Hermantown, you usually do end up being a Bulldog. I feel like in my college tenure, I've learned that too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great spot to play, and if it's right by your house too, it's like just even better.
These are two kids on the show today that both grew up in college hockey hotbeds. You with the Bulldogs and Hirsch over there with the St. Cloud State Huskies. But you're going to be a Vermont Catamount though. So
yeah.
Did you grow up, going to college hockey games when you were a kid, or?
Oh yeah, we used to have season tickets for St. Cloud State when I was younger, maybe when I was like 8, 9. But after that, we stopped kind of going as much.
It's tough to go, and you got all tournaments.
Yeah,
and stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
My brothers were in school and stuff. We had to go to their hockey games. So
You had to go to the Blaine Super Rink every so often down there.
Literally everything was in the city. So
I think I've called a grand total of 35 or plus games at the Blaine Super Rink in my broadcasting career.
Really?
I used to do it for freelance. They'd give me like $25 a game, so I'd call like 8 games in a day and make $250. So
little dinner money.
Yeah, it worked out nice. There was a Cane's right across the street too. I'd take my lunch break. It worked out great, but that's besides the point. Fellas, we talked with it a little bit about to Rocky before you guys hopped in here, but Nebraska volleyball is going to be here, or rather at the Icebox next Friday as we take on the Youngstown Phantoms. Coach Danny Busboom Kelly is going to be there. The entire volleyball team is going to be there. It's going to be cool for you guys to get kind of a national pedigree of athletes watching you guys play against a good team in Youngstown.
Yeah, we just got to put on a show, I guess.
Make them want to come back, right?
Exactly.
Have you guys had a chance to catch any Nebraska sporting events in your guys' time here?
I went to one volleyball game and one football.
I've been to a couple of volleyball games. They're sweet.
You guys checked out a basketball game yet?
I've been to one basketball game. Yeah.
Number 5 team in the country now, though.
Yeah, I went last year, so I don't know, but this year they're really good.
Yeah. Tickets for their next game, I think, like the nosebleeds are $121 a pop.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even really looking though. I'm going to Genesis every night. Me and Kate are there at Genesis every night.
You gotta work out. I get it.
Exactly.
You guys, so going into, of course, this weekend and then next week, you guys have been off the past couple of days after, wrapping up our awful stretch of scheduling over the past month plus. What's kind of going to be your guys' mindset going into this weekend?
Just kind of got to build off of last weekend and keep the momentum going and finish out the year strong, because only 20 games left or so. It's gone pretty quick, but definitely just taking it day by day and playing our best and building up some big wins to help us out later in the year.
Yeah, just rest up. The season's getting pretty long, so get as much rest as we can now and be ready to go on the weekends.
Kate, again, congratulations on 100 games played, by the way. You got that on that on Sunday. And last thing before we get out of here, do you guys have anything to say to Nate Pedersen on his birthday?
Happy birthday. You're the man.
Anything, Kate?
Happy birthday, Peds.
Yeah, I saw him earlier today at Genesis.
Yeah, we see him.
Okay. I didn't know if you guys were taking him out to dinner for his birthday or something like that. For the
he's too cool to come hang out with us.
Future USHL All Rookie member Nate Pedersen. Sick goal that he buried on Saturday too.
Great.
It was a great night at the Icebox in front of a sellout crowd. On Saturday, the Stars are back in action again. This Saturday against the Sioux City Musketeers. Tickets available at LincolnStars.com. For John Hirschfeld, Kate Kohansky, and Rocky Russo, my name is Alexander Fern. We will see you next Tuesday.